Do we have a problem?
Yes, we do. And I think it's naive to say that we haven't got a problem, but we have a problem. And the problem is a behaviour problem.
And is it a problem specific to a particular group or a particular ethnicity?
Well, I would actually say it's a Victorian problem because these young people are Victorians and they should be treated as Victorians and as Australians. But we do recognise we have a problem, and I'm not here to give an excuse as to why these young people, very few young people I might add, are committing serious offences. But there are some underlying issues, and we as a community, as Victorians, need to work on rehabilitating these young people and engaging them and making them productive citizens of this state.
I'd like to get that in detail in a moment, but why do we in Victoria seem to have a problem at a level that doesn't happen around the rest of the country, with African youth particularly?
Oh, well, there is a large concentration of young people in public housing. There is a large concentration of young people in the outer west suburbs of Melbourne and southeast, I might add. And I guess when they are not in education, in training and employment, they have plenty of time in their hands, and some of them are doing it for the thrill of it, and others are pushed into this by much more organised criminals.
But is there a sort of a culture of crime around the area, around some of them?
Not really. I mean, this is a disengagement issue, not knowing who you are and whether you belong. And as an African, I also know that we're a visible minority. So whether we do right or wrong will always be noticed. But I think it's important that we recognise that we have an issue. May I say that my organisation, along many other organisations, are doing their level best to ensure that these young people are rehabilitated. I also want to say to the listeners, your listeners, and to the Victorian community, the African community leadership is doing a lot in engaging these young people. And recently we have formed a strong network so that we can discuss these issues. I think the other thing that I would like to add is there are also a lot of employers and governments at all levels, from local government to the Commonwealth government, who are engaged in a meaningful way.
It's interesting you say the African community leaders are doing a lot, because it's not obvious to the broader community. And maybe it needs to be. A lot of people are saying to me, well, where are the parents? Where are the leaders? Why is nobody, who are all good people, mostly good people, why are they not standing up and saying, hang on, our kids are causing a problem?
I would actually encourage quite a lot of people to go to universities and see black faces. I also want to say there are a lot of lawyers, engineers, accountants, tradies. The overwhelming majority of our people are making significant contributions. But obviously, there are bad apples amongst us. They are visible and they are causes havoc. But we need to treat this as a behavioral issue rather than an ethnic issue. It's not an ethnic issue. No one is born to commit a crime. We have a lot of success stories that we want to share with the Victorian community. And of course, we also want to recognise the problem that we're facing. I don't come from the school of thought that if we've got a problem, let's hide it. That's not the way to go. But we need to have meaningful discussions with adults, and we can solve problems. It is a collective problem. It's a problem for our state and for our people. In these children and young people, and I would call them children and young people, I wouldn't call them criminals, because I think that stereotyping doesn't help.